Hey guys, welcome to Heat Happy Energy Amor Tarot. So, we are going to do a reading where we will communicate with your person's higher self. So, before we start that, let's see what is the connection. Where is the connection right now? So, what is the energy of the connection at this point between you and your person? Five of Wands, overall energy, Ace of Wands. See, there is definitely a lot of attraction that you both have towards each other, but there is some conflict here. There could be this conflict could be because of some other people. It's not because you have issues. This is where things are unsettled, almost like, see, this is like where you care about each other, but you keep getting caught in misunderstanding. And it's like a loop, ego reactions, emotional tension. Um, from your person's higher self, there is an awareness that the things became more complicated than they ever intended here. They recognize that the push and pull between the two of you has created confusion and, moments where neither of you quite knew how to reach the other without things turning into another emotional clash. Ace of Wands is um, beneath all of that friction. There is still this powerful attraction, this spark that hasn't gone out. Your person's higher self acknowledges that attraction as well. So, um, yeah, despite that, there is conflict between the two of you, there is tension, but there is also spark at the same time. Okay, let's see how do you truly feel about my viewers right now on a soul level, despite this chaos that's happening here. Ace of Swords, overall energy, justice. I want to communicate. I want to speak the truth. I want the truth. Um, I'm having a moment of clarity right now, almost like the fog is slowly lifting, and I'm beginning to see the truth of the connection more honestly than before. I'm realizing that what I feel for you is not something casual or accidental. It's something that has challenged me to look at myself, my choices, and the way I show up in the relationship. Um, and justice is where, at a soul level, I'm reflecting on fairness. I'm reflecting on responsibility and the balance of what happened between the two of us. There is a sense that, I'm reviewing my own actions and realizing that certain choices may not have honored the connection the way it deserved. Um, okay, let's see. Do you still think about my viewers? And when you do, what thoughts come in your mind when you remember them? So the cards are King of Pentacles, overall energy, Knight of Wands. Very contradictory energy. So King of Pentacles is a very grounded, stable energy. And Knight of Wands is impulsive, like, I want to do it now kind of an energy. So there is a quiet recognition of your value in my mind. It's not that I don't value you, I do. And the kind of value that goes beyond attraction and touches stability, loyalty, it's like, the real partnership energy. I think about the way you showed up in the connection with sincerity. Something somewhere deep inside me knows that what you offered was something solid and rare. I also have an awareness that you may have represented the kind of grounded love, many people spend years searching for. So when I think of you, I think of stability, loyalty, and genuine long term value you brought into this connection. At the same time, my thoughts about you also carry the strong spark of excitement, of passion. There are moments when memories of you come back suddenly, almost like this a flash of energy, and It reminds me of how alive and intense this connection still is in my mind. My thoughts about you carry both admiration for you, your stability, and a powerful spark of passion. Now, if this is resonating with you, do subscribe to the channel. Let's see. What do you wish you could say to my viewers right now that you haven't been able to say out loud at this point? Nine of Wands, overall energy, Emperor. I know um, I have been, feeling emotionally worn out by everything that has happened between uh, the two of us. Not because the connection didn't matter, but because somewhere along the way, I began protecting myself, putting walls up where vulnerability once existed. I want you to know that distance or defensiveness may have felt uh, like I was indifferent, but that's not the truth. Um, See, I want to admit that my silence and defensiveness came from feeling emotionally overwhelmed, not from a lack of feeling. I do still have those feelings intact. There is also strong sense of awareness of responsibility and control. I try to maintain authority over my emotions, almost convincing myself that staying composed or grounded is, stronger choice to make right now. I may have appeared distant or rigid or even egoistic, um, but I was trying to, make sense of what this connection demanded from me. I wanted control of the situation. um, yeah. Okay. Do you want to come forward and communicate with my viewers, or do you feel it's better to stay silent? The world, overall energy, the Fool. Okay, so this is again very interesting. The world is something that closes, and Fool is a new start. So there is a sense that a chapter between the two of us has reached an important moment of realization. We need to close certain cycles. We need to, change certain patterns. Part of me feels that before I approach you again, I must understand what the connection has taught me and what role it played in my life. There is also this recognition that sometimes endings and realizations are part of the same cycle. A moment where someone understands the value of the connection only after stepping back and seeing it from a distance. And only then, because when you're too close, it's difficult to see the whole picture. And the Fool here is where the soul is aware that there is still this possibility of a new beginning. The Fool carries this feeling that if I were to approach you again, it would require courage, the courage to take that leap of faith, the courage to step forward without the old fears, the old ego patterns, and the old confusion that created distance in the first place. My higher self wants you to know that coming forward towards you again would mean that trusting that this connection deserves fresh perspective rather than repeating the past. So, this is, I'm standing on the edge of the new path here. So, um, there has been a deep impact of this connection um, on me, and reconnecting would require a brave stuff. But yes, I do want to reconnect. I want to close those old cycles here. All right. So, where do you see this connection going in the future between you and my viewers? One second, guys. So, we have the Star, overall energy, Page of Wands. I see it going towards healing. I still am hopeful that things will get better. Um, there is a sincere feeling that this connection was never meant to disappear completely from my life story. Even after the confusion, the distance, and the everything that unfolded, there is still this sense of hope that is attached to you. Almost like your presence left a light in my heart, and I continue to look forward. Looking ahead, um, with curiosity, a renewed interest around this connection. I feel that is what is going to emerge again with this Page of Wands. There's a feeling that at some point I may feel drawn to reach out, not necessarily with the same intensity of the past, but with a lighter, more open energy that wants to explore what is still possible between the two of us. I would like to slowly rediscover the spark that first connected the two of us. I see the potential for renewed curiosity here and a possible new beginning in communication. So, uh, healing and communication is what I want uh, for us to happen. See, connections like this often arrive in our lives not just to give us love, but to reveal who we are becoming, to make us understand important chapters of our lives, strong lessons, to make us see life through different lens. Sometimes the real gift of a connection is not whether someone stays forever, but how they awaken parts of us that were waiting to be seen. There is this quote. I don't know who the quote is from, but it says, "Become who you are." And that is the quiet power of your journey right now. No matter what choices another person makes here, your path is still unfolding towards growth, clarity, and becoming who you are. I hope this gave you some clarity. Thank you for watching.